Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be changing out my stock headlight on the Indian Scout bobber to a new universal black LED headlight that I've bought for the bike. Now this is something I've never done before. I'm not entirely sure how you do it. I've just done a little bit of research online just to get an idea of how you change these headlights out. Now I see so many questions on the forums of people asking, can you buy universal headlights, because I think the stock headlight size is 5.75 inches. So I'm one of those people, I don't want to spend, £500+ on a genuine Indian headlight, and when personally I think some of the universal ones look better and you kind of get the same image. So the headlight that I've bought is £30. I found the part number of someone else's website that gave me the exact design that I preferred to have into my bike, but you guys can choose whatever you want. Now, as far as I'm aware, this headlight that I've bought is plug and play. It's just a case of figuring out how you take the headlight shroud off of the Indian Scout bobber itself and then just installing the new one. So what I'm going to do is just show you guys which headlight I've bought for my bike, and I've also bought one of the aluminium black mesh grills that can sit over the top of the headlight as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to put that on or off yet. It may look better with it, it may look better off, I'm not sure. So I've bought both items just to sort of have a little play around, and I'll decide what I'm going to do from there. So let's get it to the table. I'll show you which headlight I've bought, and then we'll start taking apart the bike. You guys can follow along how I've fitted my headlight. Hopefully it helps. Feel free to comment if I've done anything wrong. Right, okay, so you can see that I've got the headlight itself, and I've gone for the black prison grille insert that goes over the top of the headlight itself, like so. Now, if you guys want this grille, I've seen many mixed comments online about where to get these from. The best place that I've read is this place I got them from. The part number is up here, so part number is 3476. It's a 6-inch black prison grille insert only, and yeah, take a look on there. I'm pretty sure it was about £35 delivered to me, but it depends where you live. But that's where I got that from. And this headlight is the one that I was talking about that I got off eBay. Again, I'll put the part number up on the screen for you guys if you want this exact headlight. But I think for the money, that is a really, really good price, which is going to transform the look of the front. And as you can see, it's pretty much plug and play. So you've got the pins coming off the headlight, and then you've got the connector, which everything goes into. And I'm guessing it just plugs all straight into the bike and works. But that'd be nice if it does. It doesn't always happen that way. And like I said, I've never done this before. So just follow along and see what happens. So yeah, that's the parts. Like I was saying at the start of the video, this is supposed to sit over the top of the headlight. I really like these grills because I think it looks a bit more aggressive on the front. However, it depends on your taste, because some people prefer just the clean look of the LED headlight on its own, and some people don't really like the grill over the top because it restricts the halo ring itself. But if it looks pretty nice, I'll probably keep both on there because I like the grill matching with all the matte black colour that I've got going on my bike itself. So let's just find out. If I don't like it, I can remove it, but I am going to fit both parts to see what it looks like. So I'm going to move over to the bike now, and we'll start taking apart the shroud, get to the headlight itself, get the stock one out, and start fitting the new one. So from what I can see, you have two hex-headed Allen key bolts here and here on both sides, as you can see. Now, I'm guessing when you loosen those off, this front shroud should come away, because you can see the join that the Allen key bolts are holding in. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. We'll see if that comes off. So as you've just seen there, I've just removed, like I said, the two each side. But what I didn't realise is if you move around a little bit more, there's actually a third one both sides. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove those, and hopefully that's all that's holding this shroud on the front. The next step's going to be taking the actual headlight out itself. Now I've just had another good look around behind this and how to get this off. I think from what I can see, you have two Phillips head screws holding just this part of the headlight on, which is the only thing I need to take off. Now, you need to be a bit careful from what I can see. So these bolts down here, I think, tilts the headlight up and down, which is not what I want to do. I just want to change the headlight. The position's absolutely fine. So if your headlight's facing the floor too much, then maybe mess around with this bolt, because you can see it's on like a hinge, which alters the headlight up and down. Like I said, mine's absolutely fine, so I don't need to do that. I'm guessing from what I can see, you just take out that one there, the same the other side, and then this, from what I can see, should pop out. And then behind the headlight, you've got a plug going into the back of the bulb, and then if you look inside of the headlight, there should be a bottom side light bulb, which you can see there, and that should be connected as well. But I think once you pull this away, you should be able to unplug all that manually. So let's do that, and hopefully I'm right, but I can't see anything else that's holding this front part of the headlight on. So that's the two cross-headed screws out of each side. This isn't still moving, but I think it may just need a bit of persuasion with a flat-headed screwdriver. Just go careful at the top. So I'm just going to hold the headlight and then just get this behind it to see if it's just a seal that's holding it on. And that's now coming away. So just gently go around the edge, and that's just popped out, as you can see. So now you can see the headlights dropped from the housing itself, and if you look behind, that is the plug that's in the back of the main headlight, as you can see in the middle. And you can see another wire just here, which is the smaller side light bulb at the bottom just there. So I'm going to go ahead and just gently remove those, and this headlight in theory should come out. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a rubber boot which is over the top of the wire for the smaller one. Just pull that back, and then this should twist out or pull out, I'm not sure. Normally in a car it's twist out, a motorbike may be different. And as this is just, you just pull that out backwards. There's a seal that literally just sits in this hole, so just give it a wiggle, and that will come out, as you can see. So yeah, we've got the headlight out, so let's move back to the table and just have a little look at the new light and see what we have to do next. Right, now you can see I've got the stock headlight out, and this is the new one. So you can see there's a massive size difference still, which means we need to get this outer ring off of the stock headlight and transfer it over to the new one. Now I'm just having a good old look at what you need to do, and the only thing I can see that's holding this on is these silver clips. Now there's 4 top and bottom. I'm not entirely sure how you get these out, so I'm just gonna have a little go off camera, get one off, and then I can explain to you how I got that off, and you can do the same for the other 3. So I'm just going to do that now quick. So I've figured out what you need to do. You can see one of the clips is just here on the table. Now if I just tilt the camera sort of over this way, don't know if you can just about see where my screwdriver is. There is the hooks, which hooks into this lip on the edge of the headlight. If you just get the flat-headed screwdriver on the side of one of the hooks and just literally unhook it away from the lip, as you just seen then, one side will come out. Take the screwdriver out, give this a little bit of a wiggle, and then the hook itself comes away. So you need to do that on all 4 of them. It's pretty easy once you know what to do. So now I've taken 2 out. You can see the headlights like kind of moved away from the shroud. So you may need to get the screwdriver under the middle section this time, just to get them off of that lip. Or, there you go. So again, just use the side. And then these pop out. And then, just got one more left to do. I might do the opposite side because the headlights dropped the other way. Like so. And then this should be able to pop out of the shroud. Like so. So we don't need to do anything with the middle headlight bulb. You can just keep this as a spare because that's all built in on the new one. So yeah, we don't need that anymore. So I'm going to pop that back in the box as a spare part. Now, one thing I've just realised before I put the new headlight in, because I've got the prison grille, which I want fitted, this is actually the next job that needs to be put in to the shroud that I've just removed. Now, you can see you've got a notch at the bottom, just there. Might be better. Here you go, you can see it easier this way. That needs to be at the bottom of the headlight shroud. And then this grille simply just goes over the top. Now, if you are going to run this grille, it's purely up to you which way you want the orientation to look. So you can have it landscape or you can have it portrait. I'm sort of thinking having it portrait because it kind of matches with some of the lines on the bike. So I'm going to give that a go and see if I like it. But that's entirely up to you guys. So yeah, you simply rest this in the bottom of the shroud and then the headlight is going to go over the top. But you do need to make sure that the DOT SAE, as you can see at the top of that headlight, needs to be at the top. So if you look at it that way, put that straight in, like so. And it's going to look something like that inside of the bike. So again, you can still see the halo, which is what I like, but not everybody likes to have this shroud over the top. So again, I might not even like it yet, but we'll see how it goes. So now it's just a case of reversing the process with those clips. So we've got to put 4 back in, which clips in underneath this lip on the shroud, which holds the headlight in. And then we'll start putting this back into the bike. Now, with extreme difficulty, I managed to get at least 2 of those clips back in. Now, because you've got the lip of this shroud on top of the light itself, that is in there really, really tight. I don't even think you need the other 2 clips in, to be honest. I mean, that is going absolutely nowhere. So I'm just going to leave 2 clips in and just leave those other 2 out. But if you don't run this grill, then you probably will be able to put all 4 clips in quite easy. It is quite fiddly, but once you get the first one in, just line the headlight up and then use a good size flat-headed screwdriver, I recommend, to get the second one in, because that is so tight to get in. But it is doable, it's just a bit of a fiddly job. So yeah, let's move on to the next stage. So back over to the bike now. We need to remove the entire wire for this side light bulb because we're no longer going to need this now. So I just need to find out where that goes. I'm pretty sure it's probably somewhere within here. So yeah, I'm just going to check that out and we're going to unplug this and pull this completely out, because I think we need the connectors, whatever this goes into, for the new headlight bulb, because it's got 2 connectors hanging down here. So I'm guessing that wherever those wires go for the stock ones will plug directly into these. So I'm going to take a look at that now and we'll then get back to this headlight. Okay, so like I said, just try and find where this wire goes. So if I move this wire up and down, you can see it's looping over the top here, and then there's 2 connectors which will unplug from here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'm guessing the new connection will plug directly into this, which is the mains. So just note which way and which colour goes into each connector, so then that will help with the new ones going in. And there you go. So we can go ahead and pull this out because we no longer need this. Again, just keep it in the box for spares. So back to the bike. I've just plugged in the main loom. We just need to push this in a little bit more, as you can see there. So that should be for the main headlight itself. And I've just realised that you've got two spade connectors coming off the new connector, and I've just pulled through the stock ones, and again they are also spade connectors, as you can see. So what I'm going to have to do is go back over to the stock wiring loom. These need to plug back into the stock location, and I may have to snip this off here and then put some extra spade connectors on there, because I don't want the wires to be pulling tight, so I might just do that. Just use this spare bit of cable, and if I ever do want to swap the headlight back out, you can just buy these online really cheap. So I'm going to snip these here, and then I've luckily enough got some spade connectors to add on. Right, so I've just like pre-wired everything in. I've just got everything sat in the bike at the moment. So what I'm going to do is put this camera back on the stand, and we're going to try the lights out, and fingers crossed everything works. If it does, then we can reverse the process and start putting all the shrouds back on. So here we go then, moment of truth. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So the halo's working, as you can see. That's the main beam. No, sorry, that's the dip beam. And this should be the main beam. Yeah. So everything's working, so that's really good. Let's have a little look what that looks like. Yeah, that's smart. To be fair, so far I actually quite like it with the mesh grille as well. So I actually like the fact that you can see the halo through it. So yeah, let's start reversing the process. Go back to the table. So to be honest, the next step I need to do is just make sure everything's plugged in, and I'm probably going to heat shrink some of these electrics up. I'm just going to check all the other stuff whilst I'm here as well. I'm not going to video that for you guys, but it's just something I'm going to do off camera. Once I'm happy with all the electrics, we're going to go back to screwing in the 2 Phillips screws that I was taking off at the start of the video, and then we're going to move back over to the main shroud. I'm going to give all this a good clean up. We'll get that on, and then I'm going to pull the bike out for you guys, and we'll have a good look at what the new look and the headlight looks like. But so far I'm extremely happy with the result. I mean, for the sake of £30 for a headlight, I think it's 35 quid for this grille. The improvement that's made, modernising the bike as well, is just unreal. So I highly recommend anybody that's looking at getting an Indian Scout bobber to give this little modification a go yourself. It's not been too bad so far. The most fiddly bit that it's been so far out of all of this is getting those 2 metal clips on the back of the headlight that I was talking about. I mean, off camera, I just wanted to throw the bloody light across the room. So just be patient with it. It will go together, and the results are looking good so far. So everything's put back together. I've just checked the steering to make sure no wires are catching or anything like that. That's all good. So I'm just going to pull the bike out. We'll get it out in the proper daylight so you guys can see what it all looks like a bit more better. So there you have it, guys. This is the exact look that I was hoping to have with that new modification done, and that looks so much better. I don't know what you guys think, but oh, it looks so much more meaner now, which is what I wanted. I'm just going to flick the light on. That's what we did this video for. As you can see, the halo's working, the main light's on, and it just looks so much more modern in my opinion. I just love it. So yeah, very, very impressed with how this has ended up, to be honest with you. If you're new to the channel, definitely check out my other videos. I've done some rides on this to several locations. If you want to check that out, please feel free. And yeah, thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll catch you all in the next one.